We didn't have an alarm. We ran electricity out there. My phone was so we ran, we had lights in there. We were working on getting the,
Leslie, I'm moving this over. Sure.
Sure. You know, alerts that the temperature dropped, we kept the humidity up. That time I had was crazy important. That's why we kept it warm, but.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, somebody's got in trouble joining. So
yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yes. I just want to tell you that about two things. I renewed our membership in the CSA. So, yeah. Second of all, do you have Windows or do you have Windows? Do you have that Word on your laptop?
I have it on my personal laptop, yes.
Well, you got it out. I got
It's right there.
Well,
Is that
I got
wrong?
a document. I got some pictures, but I need a Word. Bring up Word. It's a Word document.
We can do it on my computer
Okay.
when we start doing the thing. Yep. Why is she still having?
All right. 55. Okay. Yeah, redo that. Still, they're still gonna come to me, so unless somebody wants to take it over, but no big deal, I can get them.
Have you been, Dan? Sorry, I have to keep an eye on it.
That CSA built this was Madagascar.
Yeah.
I can't even and
Yeah, was that today?
yeah, I'm gonna check it, but I used to.
Yeah, they usually have.
I would really like to see that one, so, yeah. That's it,
They don't. And what happens is I see it, I see that, you see that.
Oh.
And that was 2 days. And then it's like, and then it's like.
Yeah.
The vote's over, something happens. And
Can you hear us, Amanda?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. We're just kind of milling around right now.
Okay, no problem.
People are so excited seeing each other.
What's on?
I was really sad I couldn't make it, but I'm definitely glad that I don't want to get anybody sick.
I do have a list of videos. And this is about this one's here. That's okay. Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the first one.
You know, maybe you have to laugh at these things. Right. Like,
That's okay.
these are great choices. You know,
You know what time to make it.
you don't get it in your lungs.
Do it, you have to everything all the time.
Okay, well, it's about 12:15. So we will start getting started here. Welcome everyone. More hot water is being heated for hot cocoa. The club spurged. We got the good stuff with marshmallows. Can't forget the marshmallows. Looks like everybody's got some amazing food here.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting into that too. Just a few things of housekeeping and general stuff, club stuff. So I'm going to have a seat here because it's easier for me to see and do stuff. So welcome everybody to January. It is so nice to see folks. Keep an eye on committee lists and stuff. We have plenty of freebie giveaways. The hostas are, or not hostas, Hoyas. The Hoyas were donated by Todd Eisler. They are Hoya carnosa, crimson, snow queen, Macrophilia albo marginata, that's the one with the really big leaves, and Hoya odorata. I haven't missed much, we just started. Sorry. Oh, you're fine. It's all right. Let's see here. The box of random things, the jades and the mermaid crested Senecio vitalis. Some of those have reverted. Those were donated by Joe Morgan. He also donated the red dragon fruit that's in there. Those jades would make excellent bonsai. And in our, I think it's next month, in our next month meeting, we will be learning how to wire them and turn them into bonsai. So if you want to get something pre-started, you can. All of that has been either in the soil mix or in water for about a month now. So some of it is starting to root, some of it just has the buds coming on. Let's see here, Victoria donated calanchoes that are over there. There's an agave over there that she's donated. And then there's some stuff that was donated by myself and a few anonymous people. There's some little tiny Sansevieria starts. The variegated Gasteria that's in there, that is from Mike Walters' collection. For those of you who have been around a while, Mike Walters was down near Dayton, wasn't he? He was down near Dayton. He had an extensive, like, world-class collection of variegated succulents, some of which were some of the only ones in the world. During the big Dayton tornado, about what, 8-9 years ago, his house got hit really, really bad, and he lost the majority of his collection. So, and I don't think he wasn't planning on redoing it. But that is, the little ones are from him. There are some Ripsalis cuttings. The true Christmas cactus out there is donated by my mom. That has been in my family for about 150 years. There are some variegated pothos over there, some lemon lime or neon pothos. She can't remember, I can't either. And then there's other people does anybody want else to talk about what else they brought that's over there?
There's some philodendrons. One's Ice Spice Princess and the other one's something else I forget. And then there's a Christmas cactus in the sack. And then there's some in the halo box. There's regifting. If anybody wants any of that, feel free.
Yeah, there's also some books that were donated by Joe, if anybody needs them. Okay, that takes care of all the goodie stuff. If you have not renewed for your January membership, membership is handled on the month that you joined. So if you joined in January and you have not gotten your email for renewal, please see me after the meeting, and I will make sure that email goes out to you. If you join during any other month during the year, you will get your renewal during that month. You can join through the website, which directs you through Square. I can take Square here. Doug is here if you want to give him cash. And if you don't remember what month you joined in, see me and I've got it on my list. And I can tell you. We have not changed any of our membership levels. So it's the same cost as it was last year, $20 for individual. And then I think it's like 35 for friends and family. We still have the dual membership with the Bonsai Club as well too. That one is 40, I believe. Get you into both clubs. If you're a student, I just need to know and see your student ID. So we can have a copy of it on file and you can get it for free. Let's see. For the April sale that's coming up, if you haven't heard, we are going to be in the Edwards building. A group of us, Harry and myself and Joellen and Tatiana and Kelly went to survey it last week. We will have the floor plan and everything ready probably within the next week or so. Tatiana is our vendor coordinator. We are going to be handling things slightly different this year simply because we have more room and we want to avoid any hiccups. It's at the Franklin County Fairgrounds. Yep, same, it's in the building that was right across from us. That had the reptile stuff in there. Yeah. So we're in that nice big building.
Next one was nice.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. And like things to feed your reptiles and things. But Tatiana's gonna be doing the vendor stuff. If you are interested in vending and have not vended before, if your membership is due, or if your membership is in good solid standing, you shouldn't have a problem. Because we're gonna make sure that our members get highest priority. Doug, we still need that document from you.
What document?
You were gonna give us a thing for our vendor about the importing, exporting, stuff like that because of what happened last year.
Okay, I got it. Written out.
Yeah,
Okay.
that way we can send it out with the vendor list. So we don't run into that problem last year. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Serious.
We do not charge for our tables.
Seeds. Europe.
That's
Nice.
one.
No, we take 20% off the top.
Oh, okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. The volunteer committee is going to be run by Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Amanda online is our volunteer coordinator.
Hi, everybody.
She helps run and organize the Reynoldsburg Plant Swap and Garden Club. So we are all in very good hands for volunteering. Amanda, I do have numbers for you for Joellen for the raffle and membership exhibition thing. So I've got those numbers for you. I'll get those sent over after the meeting. Me and Kelly Hopkins are going to be working on logistics. That's basically going to be tables, making sure that we have enough food and treats like we did last year, making sure that we have all the equipment we need, handling all the communications with the building, and basically ensuring everything runs kind of smooth during that day. Let's see. Like I said, Tatiana's gonna be vendor chair. Doug, how are we doing as far as finances and stuff goes?
Yeah, about 2,000.
Okay, that's good. That'll get us through till our sale. 501c3, Leslie has given me the documents to fill out. I'll get those filled out today to give back to her. After that, we will be working on our constitution and bylaws. If anyone wants to be a part of that process, please let myself or Leslie know. This is Leslie. So that's a very important part of how this club is going to be run and operated going forward. I would love it if people help us with this because this is your club. The officers should not be making all of these decisions. These should be made by y'all because you're the ones that are going to be participating in it. So, you know, please volunteer. Let's see, website. Our website's still active. I admit I have totally failed on trying to keep up with the plant of the month and changing the pictures and all of that stuff. I have totally failed that. I apologize. If someone wants to take over from me, I will greatly appreciate it. It is very easy on the web server that we have to upload pictures, to upload plant of the month stuff. It's very, very easy. The biggest flaw that you will have is finding people to give you plant of the month material. And even then, it doesn't have to be that involved. But if someone else wants to handle that, I would appreciate it. We are also looking for a secretary for this year. Secretary basically is going to be helping me with making sure that the agenda is created, communication is flowing, and taking notes during the meeting. Because it's a little hard sometimes for me to take notes while I'm doing this stuff. Let's see, good stuff. We are also looking for a, this can be an officer or it can be just a committee chair. The club is getting an incredibly good reputation for community involvement. You know, all of those fine donations that you see over there, or the majority of them, have been donated to the club because people have heard that we're a good club. And some of the rehoming things that we have gotten, all of that stuff is increasing awareness of us, and we are getting more of them. Now, I have room to store things. I may not have room to drive all around to pick stuff up or make the arrangements or to promote the club with other plant societies or other community endeavors such as community gardens, other local volunteer things. We've had some Boy Scout and Girl Scouts clubs reach out to us. I would very much appreciate it if we had somebody that could assist me or who would like to take over the entire coordination of it and just basically say, hey, Mouse, we've just received an email from someone who's rehoming 3 6-foot-tall euphorbias. Let's get this taken care of. We've also had several requests from people who are at home who are having either temporary limited mobility or are aging in place or things like that, who need a little bit of assistance to care for their plants. They have been approaching us to see if we can help with their collections. Unfortunately, I've had to turn some of them down because I don't have all the space, and some of them are just too far away. That even if I was to reach out, I don't think anybody wants to drive to Toledo every 2 weeks. I referred them to the Cleveland Club. Let's see. Yeah.
Our ways.
Do you want to drive to Toledo?
No.
Okay. Because if you do, I'll put you in touch with them.
No.
Okay. Hospitality. So the club for the past year has been providing things like water, snacky things like chips and candy and stuff. Is this something you would like the club to continue to provide, which means you will be at kind of my mercy as to whatever I purchase? Or would you rather have a sign-up sheet for people to rotate it every month? Or if you want the club to give, if somebody wants to, like, say, organize it and we give you a budget, we can do that. Think about this. This is not something we need to decide today, but let's start thinking about our hospitality. Also start thinking about what other types of committees you would like us to have, or what other types of things you think this club would be really, really good to be involved in. We have the Cleveland Club reached out to us to have Doug as Bruce as a presenter. I'm pretty sure he took them up on the offer. So what else would you like us to do? I think I got Angie coming in now. Yep. Hi, Angie. Okay, let's see here. Bulk purchases. Last year, the club got a bunch of giant pumice. Because I cannot do math, it was not as profitable as we hoped. We still have some of that ultra fine pumice if anybody needs it. It's $8 per gallon. If the club is interested in bulk purchases, We will probably have to do it a little differently, so we keep my formal math skills out of it. We have had several people interested in the hay diet from Ken Huth. We can negotiate a price for that for you, and then you pay him individually. We can help in transportation and stuff. Do we even want to do bulk purchases? I mean, you know, let's think about what we want to do with that for when those things come up. And, you know, if we do a bulk purchase, we'll have to think about who can store it and transportation and organizing it and all that stuff. It can be very, very good and profitable, and it can be a very benefit to the club. It's just a matter of logistics. Let's see. Fun stuff. Things that are going on for this year. If you haven't looked at the calendar or you haven't seen all the emails that blasted through back in December, next month we have Brian Six. He is a Columbus Bonsai member. He will be doing elephant food, portularias, wiring of bonsai. He won an award last year at the bonsai show for his little kusamono. The kusamono are the little companion plants that you have with the trees. His was also succulent based. So he's going to be doing a demo for those. Andy is going to be doing in March a propagation workshop. So this propagation workshop is going to be free to members. It will have a cost of $10 for the general public. The club will be providing some supplies for this. We will have a list of supplies that you can bring as well. He will be covering things such as cloning, flasking, deflasking, propagating by cuttings, propagating by seeds, kind of the rough gambit. You will be encouraged to bring in plants that you want to propagate. So, you know, ever wonder how you make new something of something you have, bring it in and we'll go ahead and do that.
One of the things in your email, you don't give us any dates.
No,
So how do we,
yeah, so February and March,
will be the third
those are through Saturdays.
Saturday?
So February, March is Saturday. The February is February 17th. I believe March is the 16th. Those will be 12 to 3. Yep.
February 17th.
Mhm.
And then, so January, February, March is Saturdays, and then we go back to the third.
Then we go back to third Wednesdays. Yep. So in
17th.
April, yeah, April will be starting back into our Wednesdays. Our April is traditionally our sales stuff. So that's what's gonna be going on in April. For May, very exciting news. Bill Hendricks is coming. He will be doing as of right now, he will be doing an in-person travel log of his trip to Baja. Now, before you think that this is going to be a boring old travel log of looking at a bunch of slides, he has gone off of the beaten track and basically just kind of drove around and found cool stuff. He is an amazing speaker. If you've ever been to his September meetings, he's just very, very dynamic and knows a lot. So that will be in May. We also have a member-only field trip in May. That is to the Nethers Flint Farm. Tatiana and Kelly set that one up. We will be meeting to carpool. We'll be going down to Nethers Farm and feasting and digging out all of the flint we possibly could want. There's costs involved, but you know, it's flint and it's the really, really pretty Ohio flint. We are also tentatively confirmed for May to have Linda Black Elk come. Unfortunately, last year fell through due to some personal upheaval in her life. She is deeply, deeply appreciative to the club that we did not hold her to her contract with us. And, you know, I was like, we're not gonna be the bad people. Like, I see what you're going through. We're not gonna be bad people. So she is tentatively scheduled for May 11th. I think that's Mother's Day. And we are still trying to work on a venue for that and exactly what type of program it will be. It probably will not be a full workshop. It may just be a demo. Just depends upon what we're doing. June, we will have Dennis Steinbeck from Flask and Flora. He will be talking about desert-specific orchids and orchids that can grow in the same conditions that we keep all of our lovely cactus and succulents, things that go dormant in the winter, things that we don't have to water about, easy stuff. He is a really, really good speaker. He came to the Orchid Society last night and talked about deflasking orchids, and it was fascinating what he was doing. Also in June, we are going to be having another field trip. This will be open to the public. For those of you who were in the meeting in May, rocks. Some of those amazing rocks that Kelly got, what was it, the turquoisey one, the blue one, the rose quartz, that was all done at Select Stone up near Toledo. So we will be arranging a carpool to go up there and probably blow all of our budgets on rocks. I know I intend on doing that, but that is also in June.
Do you have a date?
Yes, that should be 6/01. The May field trip is May 25th. Sorry. So May 25th is Nether's Flint Farm. June 1st is the Select Stone. Events have already been created for these on Facebook. So I think we all have all the Zoom links for those too. Let's see here. July, we are having grafting. Sean Swinehart will be hosting a grafting workshop. We do not have the costs for those yet, but there will be some fee involved for members. And then, of course, we'll jack up the price for the general public. But that's coming in July. That'll be, I think it's July 17th. We will also be having a field trip down to the Cincy area to go see Robert James, his garden. That is a very limited number availability for folks to go. So we are still kind of working out how we're going to do that because it's a limited thing. We may end up making multiple dates just to accommodate people.
This is a succulent garden.
This is a succulent. It's a winter hardy succulent garden. He's been posting a lot of beautiful things online.
What's his name?
His name's Robert
Jane?
Robert James. He drives up here every once in a while. He grows punches mainly for eating the fruit. And you can,
Good start with that.
yeah, well,
Okay.
some of his are like huge, and he also grows them for the different colors.
Okay.
So he's got a lot of different colored stuff. Really beautiful, like reds and
Hybrids,
oranges
yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. He's that date we're still working on. August, we are bringing back show and tell. This is going to be soil. We will have a short presentation by Doug on what makes up good soil. And then we're going to ask everybody to bring in your dirt, bring in your soil. Let's sit there, show it off. Let's talk about why we have the mixes we have. Let's share our knowledge. There's going to be a couple of cool activities along with it. But I think it's fascinating when I find out what everybody grows their plants in. I know I'm constantly experimenting with my stuff, so it'll be nice to see everybody else's. We may have another trip to Groovy Plants, don't know yet. That's really high up in the air, so don't count on it. September is going to be a special member-only field trip up to Melinda's house. And it is going to be a smorgasbord of activities. It'll be free to the club members. The club is gonna have pizza, things like that. We'll also ask people to bring some snacks and whatever. But we are gonna be doing repotting from containers. So there's gonna be a demo and hands-on little mini workshop on hypertufa, pothole drilling, mounting plants. There'll be unusual containers. So like, I know sometimes I just run to the thrift store and if it has holes and it doesn't look like it's gonna rust, I buy it and I try to stick a plant in it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it fails, but it's gonna be just a giant day of everybody trying out different booths of different activities. There will be prizes involved for like most unusual thing you have grown a plant on. I'm currently growing or testing out a fern on a speaker dampener thing. One of those like little panels that you can stick in on your wall to dampen sound and stuff. I got a little sample of it and I'm trying to see if I can grow something on it because it seems like I should. It holds water. It's got a textured surface. It should work. But that will be September. We do not know about Bill Hendrick's trip in September yet. The last time I talked to Bill, he was organizing another international trip for himself, and it was gonna happen right there at the end of September. So he said he wasn't sure if that was gonna happen. October, we are free. We have nothing planned for October. I would deeply appreciate it if somebody wants to let the club know what they want to see in October. What do you want? Tell us and we'll try to do it. November is our planning meeting. That's where we'll be electing our officers and everything. And then we'll decide December when it gets a little closer.
No, October, November, December are
Saturday.
different places.
So yes, so September, October, November, and if we have one in December, those will not be here at the Franklin Park Conservatory.
And they're which ones?
They will be Saturdays
In September?
in September. Melinda's is tentatively scheduled for the 21st of September. It's gonna have extended hours. Yeah. We're actually thinking about for the November one and potentially October, depending on what it was, doing back at the North Linden Library or the North Linden Library. That was really, really nice.
Yeah.
We like that library. Very nice people too. Easy setup.
Yeah, I've been using the Carl River Library and the libraries are nice.
Yeah.
They book up fast.
They do. You can only book them 90 days in advance, otherwise I would do it.
Yeah. Be just where you go, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that, yeah.
Let's see here. I think that is all we have scheduled for the main part of the meeting today. So I am going to be, anybody have questions or anything like that over what we have planned for next year? Anybody want to talk about cool stuff that happened last year that you want to have happen again? If you have any grievances that you want to shout out
Get out.
to the world, we can do that too. Yeah.
I want to thank the club for sending a thank you note card to my.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll let the person who did that know. Oh, Angie, apparently we want to steal your books.
My books, okay.
Like looking at your books back
I have a wide assortment here.
there. I love your prints.
Yeah, the cactus.
Where
Oh
did you
yeah,
get your
that
books?
was my friend's daughter actually. Yeah, did those. She's very talented.
I think you're gonna have to share her information with the club.
Okay,
Those are
yeah,
really
she's on Etsy, so yeah, she's
Okay,
fantastic.
yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah,
I will.
yeah, Tatiana is gonna be our vendor coordinator this year, so, yeah, if you definitely get the word out, we'll definitely do it.
Mhm.
So before I start the formal presentation of the meeting, does anybody online, Angie, I've got yours in the slideshow. Amanda, you sent yours in too, right?
Sure did.
Okay. Apparently I have to re-enable screen sharing. I had to set myself up host on another computer and it's very annoying. Well, it's not what I wanted either. Pen. More. There we go. That should do it. Okay. Okay. Indoor setups. Let me stop. Okay. Can everybody online see the presentation?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So this is everybody's indoor setups. If you are present and you have stuff, I will let you speak. Otherwise, I will speak on behalf of the people that sent them. So Amanda, here's yours.
Oh, you had to throw me in there first.
Well, yeah.
Um, I'm really super new to succulents and cacti, but I do have a small little it's actually a nice sized fish tank that I kind of made into a terrarium and threw in all my little collections that I had and some of my little crystals and rocks that I have. And these are the ones that I've just recently purchased. So I am very new to the carnivorous plants, and I did purchase a couple of them as well. So I'm learning as I go and want to expand my knowledge to them all.
Amanda, is that a pickle plant on
Yes,
there?
yes, it is.
Tell me how that goes. The club recently received a pickle plant for rehab and rehome. So
Okay.
tell me how you do with that.
Sure, absolutely.
I would have brought it today, but it's still in the middle of rehabbing.
Absolutely.
Anybody have any comments for Amanda?
Are those Mexican butterwoods?
I'm not honestly sure which one right there. That's a sundew.
Right there. Yeah, which pinguicula are those?
Those right there, those are the first pair of carnivorous plants that I purchased. They are panicula, yep, from a flora.
Now, I had a little question on this one here. What type of lighting do you use for your fish tank? Is it just like the fish tank lighting that you've got, or do you have it supplemented?
No, I have the clip-on plant lights that I bought from Amazon all over my room.
Okay. And how do you maintain your humidity in there?
I actually work from home, so my spare room became my office plant room, and I didn't use the closet in that room, so I took over the closet area put a small little humidifier in it. It's nothing much, just it's a tiny little humidifier in it. And I have Syngoniums, I have all different kinds in there.
So the fish tank kind of helps keep it a little
Yep.
less.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's a nice idea. I've got a couple of random fish tanks laying around the house for some bizarre reason. So I was stealing ideas.
I have another small little 3-gallon that I'm thinking about taking over it as well. So it might be a next project.
How deep are the plants in the fish tank? Are they like, the dirt's like a 6
The
inches in
dirt?
the bottom? Or?
I would say maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches up.
Oh, it's not very deep, okay.
Yeah, not very deep at all. And I have it in a very rocky mix. And they're surviving beautifully in there. I even threw like string of hearts in there and they're growing. Just different things. I'm going to say probably.
What do you do with it this summer?
I actually leave it in my house all summer long.
So it has the same environment all year round?
Yep. Yep, I leave it in the same place.
I will warn you, I think your little stuff, your tall little tree cactuses here in the back, the one with the jade, it looks like it might be a little exfoliated.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's getting a little leggy for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that means it's not getting enough light.
Yeah.
Or too much fertilizer.
I actually haven't really fertilized it a whole lot.
Okay, so you may want to increase your light in here.
Okay.
That's looking a little leggy. Some of your peperomia do too. That's like this right here is a peperomia.
Yeah.
Those are looking rather leggy.
Yeah.
I'd increase your light in here.
Okay. I do have a stronger light that I can put up there. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, I think Angie's next. Angie, you also have 2 pages.
Oh, okay. I've been kind of doing this since I moved to where in the condo that I live now since 2016. Before that, just small little things, but so it's kind of pieced together with different lighting. As you know, when you start out with a few things, it quickly becomes an obsession. And so I
You know nothing about
and so that kind of happened with me. It started with aloe and it just progressed. And I kept this as a hobby because I wanted to try a whole bunch of different things. And I found out and to find out what I love about it, because there's so many different things. And I discovered that my true passion and love is growing from seed. And then once I found that out, I had to figure out, well, what is my favorite. So, I started with all sorts of things, and I still do. I grow all different kinds of succulents, and then I just decided I wanted to go with a certain region. So as you can see, there's a whole mix of things. My absolute favorite is Madagascar plants, and because I love them, and because they seem to do really well in the environment that I've created down in my, I have a half finished basement, and the other half is where my washer dryer is, and where I've created this little area. And so, yeah, it's kind of pieced together. Certain areas do well for certain things. I use heat mats in areas that need it. Other areas I don't. And so, yeah, it's been a challenge, but it's been unbelievably fun to discover new things. So
Angie, what I'm hearing is everything that we're looking at was probably grown by seed.
I would say majority of it. majority of it. I mean, certainly I've purchased things. I've purchased, many of the Madagascar plants have been grown from seed. There are some Mexican area plants that I purchased. And I found out that they really need the heat. I can give them lighting, but they just don't do that well. Because my temperature that I keep it, it's pretty much a consistent 75, 76. I could make it go higher with heat mats and such. But yeah, it's hard to replicate Arizona heat down in a basement in Ohio.
Yeah.
But so, and as we discussed, Mouse, what you're seeing is this is winter. This is just survival mode. Almost all of them are just surviving until I can get them outside. Almost all of these either go to the sale or go outside on my deck, which gets full on summer sun and heat, and they thrive out there. And then they make a quick exit out of there back into the grow room in October, or yeah, usually October. So yeah, it's Ohio growing is a bit challenging when you're growing non-native species like this. So
Now, do you do the summer acclimation where you take
Oh.
them out, bring them in, take them out, bring them in, and just throw them out there?
most definitely, I learned that early on. You make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, and then you learn from them. And so yes, I definitely ease them out there for sure. And I actually have like a mini hoop house that I've constructed, and they don't even really get, many of them don't even get full on sun. I have a 40, sometimes I'll put up to 40% shade cloth for many of them, just so they don't burn, because our heat can get intense when it's full on south facing with no trees or anything.
Thank you so much.
Angie,
Thank you.
You have a mixture of light types. Do you have a preference, LEDs or fluorescent or no halide? But
Wow. Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I like the mix that I have, because I grow certain types of plants in certain types of lighting. The Madagascar type plants like to be out in the open in under the spider farm lighting. I started out with those Kingbow, or the pink type lighting that you see. I started with them, and they do really well for like mammillaria. So it's just watching them every day. I go down there every day and seeing who's thriving under which lighting, and then I'll switch it out if I see that they're not. So I kind of like the mix. So
okay.
Any other questions or comments for Angie?
oh, I should say one other thing. I like diatomaceous, I'm probably mispronouncing it, earth. And I bought this off Amazon, and it was, I don't know, less than 20 bucks, maybe 17 or something. And I like the food grade, and you put it in here and it is just the finest mist. So it really does help with keeping the bug population down in a confined grow area. And, of course you wear a mask when you apply it, but so this is something to look for if you're interested. It's on Amazon. It's super cheap, and it really works. So
Can you pop that in the chat?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Well, can you just post it online then later?
Oh, yes, I will. I will post it online with a link to it.
Awesome, because I know I would like to have some more anti-buggy things. I
Yeah.
found using neem meal the discarded, seed casings from when they make neem oil. I find using a little bit of neem meal in my mix helps with fungus and stuff.
Oh, nice.
I'm always up for new things.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm. So here we have Craig's. And he's got his tall boys and a puncha, get most of the natural lighting, and all of his lower levels. He uses fluorescents. His temps usually get about 50, but colder when we pull in and out of the garage for a few minutes. So this is all up in his garage mostly. And it's worked for about 20 years. I'm just amazed at what Craig grows. Maybe that's something we can think about, is seeing if he would host a field trip up at his place. Because I know Melinda's been there and a couple other folks have been there. And they come back just utterly.
I wonder, does he have an attached garage or standalone?
I don't know.
I assume it's.
It looks like it might be attached. Yeah. Because he also has extensive outdoor gardens too. His stuff is just gorgeous.
This is 50 January. Ours might stay. Well, this week is.
This is my fiasco of a solarium. I always struggle for space and keeping everybody happy because everything needs something different. So in my world, it's only the strongest that survive. And I try very hard not to spend that much money on things because only the strongest can survive. So in one end of my spot, I have my more arid stuff. So that's what this area is. This is my more arid. And then it kind of slowly gets into more humidity. This is Medusa right here. She is a epiphyllum kukuri. She is a member of my four biggest plants. She currently has 4 buds on her. She started off with 8, but she's down to about 4 now that look like they're going to bloom. This is the other corner. Back in the corner here is my chimera. It's a Ripsalis species with a kangaroo fern growing out of it. Every year, I think I kill the kangaroo fern in the wintertime, and every year in the summer it comes back. Most of this shelf is actually Vickies. The top 2 tiers are Vickies, and then we've got our African violets here. My little heater that I bought, I'm so proud of my heater. It has kept my solarium at around the high 40s to 50s this entire time, even with the cold snap. It also has a pretty good fan on it, so it'll help circulate the air. This is one of my growing racks that I just hang everything on. I'm experimenting with growing Hoyas. So far, my experiments are working. Here is Monster. This is Monster, goes all the way up here down. This is all Monster. He's an epiphyllum oxypetalum. When he came in, we chopped off a good 2 10-foot arms when we brought him inside, and he is now replacing them with about 7 5 to 6 foot arms. He eventually will have to get repotted. I'm not in any way, shape, or form excited about that because it takes 2 to 3 people to do it. This is my giant ponytail that I got. We've decided to name that one Hydra because it's got multiple heads on it. I got that off of a lady that was basically, do you want this for $35? I need to get it out of my house. It doesn't match my decor anymore. And I was like, sure, I can do that for you. And then this is another one of my little grow stands with my humidifier. And but it's my happy little place, and I go in there and sit sometimes and just stare at everything and try not to think about how much work I have to do in it. If that succeeds, I find peace. Otherwise, I start putzing around.
Is your solarium double pane insulated or is it single pane?
So some of it's double pane, some of it's single pane. When we first moved in, we noticed that it had a small leak problem from one of the corners, and it didn't retain as much heat as it should. So we were going to get it fixed. When we contacted the local people to try to get it fixed, they said, "Oh, we don't make this style anymore. It's from the 90s. If you want a new one, it's going to cost you $68,000."
Oh.
That's not worth it for us. They also went and checked out on some of the panes of glass, there should be like a manufacturer mark. And they're like, well, if you can find who manufactured this, they can give you discounts, because some of them have like lifetime guarantees and stuff for minor repairs. The person who built this house in the neighborhood was one of the contractors who built the houses. None of this is all from one company. He basically put together different windows, the doors were from the 80s, and this house was built in the 90s. So he basically had been hoarding construction materials for when he would buy his house, or when he would build his house, and then he built this. So this year we're going to be, once everything comes out, we're going to be resealing all of it as soon as we can find someone who's willing to take on the trouble and not break our bank.
What side of the house is that on?
It is on the northeasty side of the house,
Okay.
and there is a flowering crabapple tree that sits right in front of it. So I don't get full sun. I get a lot of very, very bright sun. I get a lot of very, very hot weather. It will heat up tremendously in there. Last year, I had the great die-off, which was because it got up to about 125 in there for a few days before I noticed it. Don't know how Monster survived, but he did. But yeah, it's a trial and error for the 3 years that we've lived there, and I think I've got things kind of nailed down now. I still need to work a little bit on keeping my humidity up in the one area, but it's a learning process.
What did you do when it got up to 100? What did you do?
I basically, there's a top vent that I can open, and then there's a screen door I can open. There's another window that sits back behind here, but there's no screens in the window. And so I basically just took whatever I could that was still alive out.
What kind of floor does it have?
It's a tiled floor.
Have you thought about, I know that mine is concrete, so I hose the floor down and it'll drop the temperature down about 10 degrees.
I'll have to remember to do that, because yeah, I can definitely sop and wet this as much as I want. It's partially on over the crawl space, I think. Maybe we're still trying to figure out how the defines of the crawl space for the house. But no, it's a nice little thing. It's the only place I can keep the plants in the house because of the cats. This
You
is
just don't have your priorities right, that's all.
That's stir
yeah. Well, Cricket does enjoy a good stir fry, and he does have a passion for broccoli right now. So this is Bruce's. He basically keeps the majority of his plants in a marginally heated 3-season room. It is a bit too dim of lighting, so he tries to keep them on the dry side and keeps them cool to maintain some dormancy. Smaller plants are kept in repurposed aquariums under lights. And some of his marginally winter hardy plants are overwintered in a glass covered window. He's got pictures of that too. So they experience a moderate winter. And that's what he does for his rosemary plants, which I kill rosemary all the time. I don't know how he does it. And then he keeps a couple of succulents in there. So his cylindrical leptocolis, his Zamia familia, the Kunti palm, and Delisperma Stalmanthoides, and agave. So this is that covered window well that he has, which I think is kind of a cool idea, and I may end up borrowing that. And then some of his other plants that he has. I would love to have a Norfolk pine. I just don't know if I have any more room for big stuff.
Bill grew one for what, 25 or 30 years in his office. They
Mhm.
came along, they took out all the windows and put in UV windows.
Oh, no.
And that was the end of that. It
Um,
was tall. It reached from the countertop to the roof of the room.
Yeah.
It's really a nice tree.
There's a guy in the orchid club that collects palms, and he's got one that's like probably as tall as this room.
Bill was able to take the palm to Zor,
Okay.
Zor, because they have a 1840s greenhouse up there that was built by the
Nice.
Zorites, and they happen to have space for it. And historically, people in Cleveland would bring their orange trees down there to overwinter.
Oh,
And
really?
that's one way that the Zorites were able to make some money, was
Mm-hmm.
renting out their greenhouse space for. The greenhouse is a building about this big. And glass windows. It's an interesting place. Anyway,
We may have to go check that out too. And then, here's Kathy's.
what are the pink lights? That other lady, Angie
Yeah,
had pink
yeah,
lights
same
too. What are the pink lights? How do you know that you're getting pink lights?
That's just a plant light. It's a warm case, and I just put one of a plant grow light in there. And I think that it might be that red container reflects the light, because it's from right next to my other.
Your LED grow lights, they come in different types. One type, you'll have two different bulbs, one that's predominantly blue wavelength, and the other one's predominantly red wavelength. What plants can need both. They will get by with primarily blue wavelength, but red wavelength keeps things compact, so they don't attenuate. So that's usually what you see when you see a pink light like that. It's usually the mixture of blue and then red, LED light.
I'll have to look and see. I have two LED lights. I wonder if they have red.
One LED light I have, there's two buttons. One turns on the blue, one turns on the red. You can run either over.
I thought the same.
But not both.
But then if it's something that likes color, like it's Cambria, the right. Or two, switching on.
Yeah, I've got a couple of cheap Amazon pink lights. They were sold as pink purple lights. And I've got a couple of those in the solarium. They just kind of stay on all the time.
And with fluorescent, if you want, to go really cheap, now fluorescent's getting pretty much obsolete too. But, if you mix cool white with the warm white, you get a similar type thing, because you've got both red wavelengths and blue wavelengths.
Oh, okay. So red makes it warm and blue makes it white.
Makes plants stay
No.
compact.
I mean, the color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If you're looking at something that's warm white, it's blue. And if you look at something that's warm white, it's red.
it's more red.
yeah.
Because these lights don't make any heat, hardly at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially now.
And my plants inside are in the basement, close to my ironing board. And so when I have my iron on, the little thermometer gets, but I don't keep it on, of course, I
Yeah.
keep the iron on.
And that's what happened at our house, the one floor on the right. Our basement has gotten colder, and I used to have T12 lights and all that, because I would grow my apple violets under those. I've got 3 more of those that my violets are in another room. And I had to change my potting mix, because my potting mix what I had, used to have, they were T12s. It was starting to get fungus on top of it when I went down to the T8s. So I had to change to Pro Mix HP, and then I still have to add, half Pro Mix and half Perlite to get them to grow. But I needed a place to bring the cactuses in, and I don't mix my growing areas of cactus and violets. So all these are over in the room that has the furnace and the washer and dryer. And I think being over with the furnace is drying them out a lot, because I see like I have to water instead of letting them get watered once a month. I'm having to water them about every 10 days. And the violets that's over in the other room that does not have a furnace in, they're not drying out there.
We set up all of our violets as a wick water.
Yeah, I haven't got the hang of that, even though I've been growing violets for 20 years.
The trick is not to put them in any different pots other than what you get them in. The minute we try to transplant them, we kill them.
Yeah, I killed all mine this year.
Yeah, we've killed every violet that's come into our house except for the ones now, and it's just because we just took the pot from the sale and left all the wick water.
Well, you have to kind of not, once you root out a violet, you don't want to really put them on the wick for about maybe 2 weeks after.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then I always, when I repot my violets, I still put them, I don't have them on the wick, but I put a dome for about 2 weeks too, to help keep the humidity up and the roots grow. But I'm having more success with you all helped me, because I never realized a lot of the plants I grew were succulents. I used to try to grow peperomas and I would kill those, and I never knew a Hoya was a succulent. And so I'm doing better now with just kind of laying the cuttings and stuff I take on top, and they're starting to root. So I'm real happy. I appreciate all your advice.
Dan?
Oh, there's my stuff. I limited my pictures to just one shelf in the transparent shed. I don't know if you guys can make out what half of that stuff is. They're mostly in Pro-Mix HP and or cactus soil mix. I've got a mix of both. Since the
Sorry.
succulents are kind of like a newish thing for me as far as like really getting into them. Where you? I got a lot of my pots, I've got plants doubling up in them. Like in that first one, gosh, it's hard to plant. Some of those I grew from seed, I got from South America, no, South Africa. There's that pickle plant right there in the middle. That's got a really pretty flower. It reminds me of a thistle in their blooms. My biggest problem in there is the mice. They have been going to town on my lithops and my conophytums. This is just kind of like, well, with this, it's just kind of like, let's see what happens. I've got a bunch of different calanchoes. Because what got me hooked on was one year in the greenhouse, I had a calanchoe bloom and I was just like totally amazed. And I thought, I got to get more. Because most of my stuff in the greenhouse are syringes and Gesnerias. I didn't take any pictures of what's going on in the basement. So what you see there is basically a hodgepodge. Once I saw things starting to bloom, for those short winter days, I was that one in the bottom left that's got all the brown. That's the remnants of my pickle plants flowers from last year. Was waiting for the flower stalks to die back, but they never have. They just turned brown. And I've got on the picture on the lower right and the left-hand corner, that's I forget the name of the species. It's a kalanchoe. It's getting ready to bloom. It's sending up a long flower stalk that maybe has, looks like maybe 2 or 3 buds at the tip of it.
You guys say pickle plant. What genus is that?
There's 2 plants that go by that, the common name, and I've got both. One, I want to say is,
It's a sneeze. Yeah, well, the one that he's got in his picture is the sneeze. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Then the
Yeah.
other one, oh, I got the, I've not been into it enough to have them all memorized, but I did look them all up on the internet and I got their names. I did labels on, put them on pots.
Now, are you gonna start breeding these things like you do with your syringes?
I'm gonna have to set some boundaries. Although I'm not really adhering to it because like my tiger jaws plant, whatever that thing is called, I got like 3 really fat seed pods on that.
Oh, wow.
I've not had any luck, I don't think, with getting the lithus. I've tried, using paintbrush. Those, if the remnants of the flower stem is flaccid, I don't consider it having taken, so I haven't had any luck there yet. I did try with that in the bottom right there, that crassula species of the flower. I've been trying to pollinate those. I do it just like that seeds. But to go in and actually hybridize, I will probably say if I have 2 different cactus moving at the same time, yes, I will. I know that.
I was just wondering, because I've seen your syringes and, you've got a wonderful rep.
Yeah, I need to go in there and do some grooming. It's like I
What
got a
is
lot.
the, I just have a quick question. What is the temperature in there?
Oh, I try to keep it no less than 50 at night. And the days are whatever the sun is. Like right now, it's probably 70, I would imagine, it's sunny. I
Okay.
just use a little camp stove, propane cooking stove that I got at Walmart. That I have hooked up to a propane tank I have on the outside of the living house. And I go out every night. Well, I got some remote thermometers, so during the day, if I see it getting to 50, I'll go out there and I'll turn one of the burners on a low flame. And propane tank will usually last me about a week and a half, depending on how cold it is.
Nice.
Does your pickle plant, I got a pickle. And it fruit plant, and it's fine, but now in between, it's starting to get white on it, but it's not, I spray bugs, it's not bugs. Do pickle plants, the stems start turning white or?
Mine's got,
bugs?
mine, you can see in the picture that I got it like the vertical stripes.
I'm sorry, I'm saying the wrong thing. There's a pickle plant that's got a real small,
Completely.
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
but
that's,
it's different than yours.
and that's what's the bottom, in the bottom left, that one with the brown.
Yeah.
If you go down, you can see that's got the pickle plant leaves on it.
Because my blossoms are yellow. They're supposed to.
Telosperma, yeah, that's
Pickle plant, yeah, the other, it was the prickly leaves.
And then there I got a Hoya plant that I've had since I was like 17. The trunk is like as thick as my thumb.
So you're gonna grab some of those other ones, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, I reserved some for myself, but I don't need that many. Yeah, so this is a Vicky's. She is aware that her Sansevieria is looking yellow and that she needs to bring it home so we can take care of it. It desperately needs repotted. And I suspect she might have been overwatering it. But this is her little collection. She likes Haworthias and other little oddball things. She's very, very proud of the fact that her Haworthias bloom a lot. So she wanted to make sure she showed off her Haworthia bloom. She goes for the cute stuff. She goes for the adorable things, and she likes spiky spiky leaves, not spiky spikes. She works over at Nationwide Children's. So this is not the hospital building. This is the IT building that's across the highway from the hospital. So I think I asked her what direction and she couldn't tell me, but they only get daylight. She doesn't have any other supplemental lighting or anything like that. She does have like a little spritz bottle that she'll spritz water them about every 2 to 3 weeks. When she was having to work from home, she had a coworker do it. But yeah, she did like showing them off. We just gotta take care of her little sands turning yellow.
I like the dodecahedron tray.
Yeah, she got that from someplace. It's got a little Haworthia in there. And I warned her that it may not last. But she is managing to just spritz it enough that it doesn't stay humid. And since it's in an office, it's a very dry area. So fingers crossed.
And of course, we see the camp Cody trying to take over.
Yes, yes. And I've warned her about that.
Oculus, right?
The what?
Get the camp Cody done back.
The calico, the mother of thousands that she's got right here.
So what's wrong with it?
It takes over, like the little babies fall off. And
He's laying on the.
Yeah, well, all my babies, whatever, I'm trying to go, they're supposed to have all these babies. The only one that works is like that burrow tail, but you know, string of pearls.
Really?
I don't have I have problems with, they're probably not humid enough or something, I don't know, you know.
I know every single plant she brings back from work has a calico.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, some of them do it more than others. So like these are some of her close-up ones.
There are weeds in my.
Mine too.
I don't own any,
You
so.
never get rid of them. Pull them out, you think you got it.
That's another one, to pull out my
There's
geraniums.
a few more.
Actually, I got one on the floor of my geranium pot, this bloom is like a bit high now.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, this is Jenny Payne's,
That flat.
and she puts it, everything is haphazard around her house. This does not look that haphazard to me, but you know, I love her little light bulb things here. I used to make those. I just can't find the light bulbs anymore. But they're very simple to make.
Oh, that's
I
cute.
love the fact she's got all these cute little face pots. And her little euphorbia is just gorgeous.
Sure, that's the word.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a
Oh, I
like
just-
Latia.
Oh, okay, correct, that one, correct.
Yeah, it's grafted. I don't know what the grafting stock is,
Okay.
but that's definitely like it's one of those skeletons. Yeah, I don't know how she gets her, whatever this is, so lush. I can never get any of my stringy stuff to look that
Well, that's
lush.
what I was saying, mine don't do.
Yeah,
It's probably humid.
although I will tell you this, these little hangy ball things, I have been experimenting with those for a little bit with my Hoyas and some of my epiphytics, and they have liked them. I just do moss, some of my soil mix, moss, a little bit of soil, I kind of layer it in there, stick the plant in with some moss around it. They're thriving. This is Bavna's. She's like, when she sent the email, she's like, obviously my family thinks I have gone crazy, but I'm looking at this going, no, this looks amazing. It looks so plush. She looks like she's got a beautiful sunroom or whatever this little office-y thingy is. Just looks gorgeous. Nice mix of plants. This is Kelly's. So this is a little room that is off to the side of her house. She does take some of these things out during the winter time. And she just kind of hoards. It's amazing what she's got in here. I love this a bunch of. I'm gonna have to ask her where she got that.
No rocks.
Well, she's got rocks here, there's a rock,
there's
there's
a
a
rock.
rock.
Yeah, I see them, I see them now.
Yeah, they're all like hidden in here, like this one here, you can see a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a rock. This is one of the big jade branches that you brought, this is that one there. And I love her broadwood.
It's so clean and so tidy.
It is. Like, I wanna hire her.
I know, me too.
Seems like they have a lot of everything grown in clay.
Yeah, yeah, she likes the terracotta look. And Tommy, these are yours.
Yeah, I've got a weird setup. I live in the height of tech and style, 1950s concrete building with negative pressure. Right now, we're seeing these. It's in my living room and the window behind it is thick ice on the inside. So a lot of floods. What I claimed that I could do this for a couple of years, but what I had up here is these take a little bit of cold and a lot of dry and light. But I think I even lift the pants up even more. I thought it was like plexiglass pieces that will higher up in the back. But I'm still looking like each other a bit. I have a hard time telling if they're overly wet or overly dry. Buildings just really dry, and a lot of times if I check on it weekly, you know, before I get 2 weeks, it already looks like it's starting to low. So I've got a hard time being telling what needs what when. A lot of old basic pieces of tchotchke and pieces of the.
Have you got one of the little water meter things that you
Yeah.
have?
I do.
Cause I've used that for a while.
Well, also it's, I mean, right now, it's so cold up, I'm afraid of water bills, something is going to hurt. It's gonna make the roots wet and cool, freezing with limbs. And this is in my room. I've got a little, with Amazon, greenhouses. Actually, for this year, I looked in the pieces parts that I just ordered a cover and used pieces that I already had from somewhere else, and these are all set up as like three sets that I can actually just pick up and carry out the balcony for the weather's going back and forth.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I still need more lighting. The same thing with pushing the cactus on the left with some. And this is going to be like not pretty enough to be outside. Well, your street or these are lovely hair. And a bunch of aloe in the middle, and then just Candia. Things around. I use a lot of these old shoe shell kind of things. Basically, the big ones I didn't raise here, but they're good for bringing things up closer to the lights, but the lights up. Sometimes I drop things down. But there's a couple things that want cat because I can zip it up. But most of what I keep on the lower shelves would be like photographs and then use lead pieces to zip ties to block the front so we can't get into them. He seems to really it's internal. Just because the dog can't go in there. So it's like, oh, it's pretty spot. And then for your own gives more moisture. I have with a large generally run and where any on the space heater that's right in front of it that keeps them warm as well as me warm or the dog is like.
I like you made the plain hangers from your clay pots.
Yeah.
Up and down, that's a good idea.
I was looking at that too.
And then I've got these light diffusers, they're used for like the old like office lights. And those are so old, like old that to be able to do it all over the building. It heats by water, cools by water. And they've got this little open curve in the top that children and animals can break.
Okay.
And keep sheets of that to replace the convector, but this year I tried hanging down off the side of the tunnel lower things, and then all of the lights and something up the timbers. So the things that are dark are start to get from the settle there. There's some slopes that get on and off as well. Especially the things that have a little bit of color to them, like the traditional yellow, the red and white mix. And it's just really nice to wake up, it's like 5:30, there's lights pop on and. You see the birds.
Is that a disco ball?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's supposed to for those, self-watering, I don't have, just like water ever but a pop.
Mhm.
It seems like only.
I just was wondering, I thought maybe you were using it to like shine a light on it and it disperses the light.
I have a higher one, it's kind of house shaped, so I've got a bigger one that hangs,
Mhm.
that's got like 2 arms to it, it does.
Oh.
That purchase for me.
But no, I like these, the clay pot hanger thing. I'm definitely stealing that idea.
No problem, it's, some of them are just oral wire, vegetable, and look them up, I think a couple of sit times. Space.
Yeah. Yeah. I also appreciate the fact that you're like me, you put a pot on a pot.
Well, absolutely.
It's like, okay, this will fit there. There's nothing growing there right now.
They look like this in space.
Yeah. Just, it'll be fine. This is Joe Allen's, and I think I have it on my phone. She told me what her stuff was. Let's see. So this is the white grids and baskets are store display units. They're hung on the wall so she can hang things on them. Because she can't use a standing unit. The baskets are removable and can be adjusted as necessary for whatever size or height of the plant. I thought that was pretty doggone clever. So this is just a store display grid with those little pokey baskets that you can find for it. And then that's a tension hanger. So I thought that was kind of clever. I know you can find a lot of like old store display stuff on Facebook Market, but I don't know where she got these at. But again, it's very clean and very neat, and I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is Melissa Barkles. She says she's going to be adding some mylar sheet and reflective insulation. She's got a couple other larger plants out in the main house, and she's got more sensitive plants and stuff in the summer. Now, Melissa is currently at the sale going on today, the little market. So she does grow a lot for sale. But these are all of her stuff. And she said a lot of her things are headless because she's been propagating, and some of them she couldn't get to because they had some fun critters that were knocking over pods and eating things while they were out of town. I suspect she also has mice, but was just too polite to say it out loud.
I have no shame.
Yeah, I know.
Well, just means you have a good environment for it.
Yeah, yeah. And then she's also got some other stuff that we're off drying and things, but she's got
What site is going on today?
there's one, the pop-up markets that were happening like over the summer and stuff. So the gals that run them have now turned it into an actual thing. So they have a place that they rent every month for a little plant sale things. I know Tatiana's involved with it. I think the gal that gave our Hoya talk is a part of it too.
I
I
stopped
don't know
by
where they
that.
go.
They were in Worthington today. I stopped by.
Yeah,
We went on the one in the summertime and it was almost exclusively Hoyas.
yeah,
There wasn't any other
yeah.
kind of such.
Well, I know that they've got quite a few different vendors and stuff in there now.
Good.
So this is Tatiana's. She said these are her bedroom plants before she cleared them all out because she's newly improving her plant room. So some of them are gonna go into her newly improved plant room. And she's got evil mealybugs. This one here, she said was in her bathroom, and she didn't think it was gonna go as crazy as it did. But since it did go crazy, now she can't move it. But this is her little thing. She's installed a little, track system for hanging and everything. And I think, yeah, she's got a part two. This is her renovated plant room. So it's sealed, painted with a mold mildew proof paint. She keeps it at 75 with a 50% humidity. Once she gets all of her plants in there, it'll go up again. And she's gonna have one comfy chair. And if we want, she will be taking appointments for people with seasonal depressive disorder. So I may just take her up on the offer, only because I may come home with a few things too. She may not know I'm gonna come. But again, I don't know how she keeps this so clean and so neat. This reminds me of those like YouTube videos and stuff where somebody lives in a tiny little apartment and it's like a jungle.
Well, remember, the camera only captures what she wants you to see.
True, very true, very true.
Maybe the kitchen or something like that.
Yeah. So this is Andrea's. She just got back from Antarctica, so she wasn't, this is not complete. This was pretty much what she was doing so she could go on her trip to Antarctica. So, you know, she just has her little setup here. The rest of it will get taken care of when she.
Plants she got there.
I don't know. I was watching her pictures as they were traveling around. They were going everywhere. It wasn't just Antarctica. They were all through South America and stuff. And then these are Elsie's. And Melissa was like, yeah, she just basically comes in to the plant room to make sure her mom is doing work and taking care of all the plants. But this is Elsie's personal little collections. And guest appearance by their cluster. Also Elsie's. Got my little green thumb. These are Monica's. She lives in a split level, so she has very deep window ledges. And she's also got like a sports bar, like a wet bar downstairs. So that's what she uses for a plant bar. And then she's got her additional plant stands. This is her, this is Jorge. He's a very large cactus. He's gonna sit right outside for the summer. And then this is her Norfolk pine. And I like these cute little wall hanging things that she had up here. And this is that bar she was telling us about, the wet bar. Or plant bar, as she puts it. That's what this is here. It's like, wouldn't that be nice to have a house with floors that you can get wet, and there's a bar so you can have like everything you need? Like, I'm jealous.
I don't think that floor you can get wet.
Actually, it's on the lower level, and it's the it's that fake wood.
Laminate?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, it's like a laminate. So you can't like slop water everywhere. But
Yeah.
it's pretty,
It cleans up easy.
yeah, it cleans up real easy. And then Melinda wanted us to see hers. This is her greenhouse that she has been working on all of this time. I keep telling her that I'm just so proud of her for doing this. And then this is some of her inside stuff that she's got. But her greenhouse gets down to 28 overnight. So all of this is going to be winter hardy. And her inside things. And again, the guest appearance by the doggo. I just find it fascinating how many plants you can cram into a small room. I mean,
There's a will, there's a way.
there's a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Worry about where you're gonna put them later. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I don't have that many.
so this is the last of what I have. Kira, you said you had something, right?
Come on, USB.
Let me take this off. And let's see if we can get the USB to work.
I brought mine and-
Okay, we're gonna have to stick it over on this computer. Oh, that's back. There we go.
Go to the floor. Mouse. I apologize for my being,
Oh,
but
it's
there's,
okay.
there's a story behind this, so
It's okay.
I'll get to it.
Are these it?
Mouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are these it?
Mouse. Mouse.
Let's see, mouse on there. See collection.
Yeah, it's a lot of collection.
There's nothing in that folder. Presentation?
Yeah, presentation. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Oh, this just has 2 pictures.
No, it should have 6 pictures in it.
Okay. Does the big giveaway?
Yeah, that's, I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
That's the word. Then
So-
I need to bring up the pictures.
This is all that's there. Oh, this picture's on here.
There are no pictures?
No, there's this one. And then there's,
Oh,
maybe we can do this. Let me see. Are these, here, we could do this here. The pictures are on here. They're gonna- Okay.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me get here to Zoom. Okay, everybody, let's see. Share screen. Share. Can everybody on Zoom see the screen?
It looks like it's,
Nope.
it says has started screen sharing, but it's black right now.
Hang on here, I gotta share this a different way.
There we go.
Oh, you had it. You had it.
Oh, I had it? Okay. Thank you.
You had it, but it went away.
Okay,
And I wonder if this one was it because it's got something.
Okay.
I don't know, but this one is so maybe.
that doesn't look like it's sharing the screen.
Not yet. Now, yeah, yes, right there. You got it now.
All right, that's the first, okay. Well, this is, the reason this is not indoor, this is an outdoor collection. The reason I put these pictures in here is just to show you the whole collection here at one time. This is underneath my own porch. And make a long story short, I have to haul all, there's probably 1 or 2 winter hardy things in there. I have to haul all this stuff in and out. I bring it out, I put it under this porch to acclimatize in the summertime. To acclimatize it, then I move them all out. I've got an outdoor garden, which I didn't take pictures of. Anyway, you can see how many plants there are. Go to the next one, Mouse, if you will.
Now, there's a lot in here.
Everybody, just another picture, big old, okay, there are my bedrooms, okay? This is my second bedroom, my large one here. There's even more plants to the left here, right? In photograph. There's some in the small bedroom, okay? So they're all inside, all those things you saw were brought inside. So it's about, there we go. All right, go back. It's kind of out of focus, I'm sorry.
It's good.
All right, leave it right there, okay. Here's the indoor collection I have. Okay. Big thing sticking up there in the middle is an all you water.
You brought that to the show and tell. didn't
Yeah,
you?
I did. I think I repotted it this year in a big pot like that. I guess the cats didn't make an appearance in that, but anyway. Up on the wall there is a skull of a bison, by the way. Anyway, the reason I indoor, fortunately, my house faces west. So for years I thought about a greenhouse. The problem is the way my house is sited, I have no place to really put a greenhouse. I live on a corner lot, which means I can't put it on almost two sides. My neighbor is about, I don't know, 40 feet away, the house there blocks things. And the other side would be north, which probably would not work. So anyway, here's what I bring them all in. I put down this tarp. So I water it up. And usually there's trays, but of course some of the water spills out occasionally if you're not careful. But the tarp there pretty much takes up a little fan down here. I try to keep, one of the things I try to do is keep the air moving around, because this year, I don't know what it is, but the mealy bugs have decided an all-out assault is in the works.
Yep.
And I've had a couple of plants down, which it's really funny. You can have I'm sure other people have had this. You can have 3 or 4 plants. One of them will have mealy bugs, the others are totally, they seem to be very choosy what they do. Okay, so this is my collect. This I've been collecting this for. There is even more. There's a you can't see it where there's a 3 shelves there. There's even more plants on there. And in the background, in the window there is like a Euphorbia lactea, which I rescued. It's probably like 70 or 80 years old now. So repot it and start to grow. And anyway, go to the Word, can you go to that Word document now?
This one here?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Word document. We're gonna,
No, I have to,
okay,
tell me if it's gonna share, otherwise I need to share a different screen.
that's part of my book collection in the background, by the way.
Oops, okay, hang on here. Okay. Let me know when it pops up.
Okay, it's
Okay,
popped up.
all right, here's the thing. I made a decision, this is really tough to come by. I've decided to basically give away my collection.
Oh, here I am, sorry.
Well, I can't give them the care that they really deserve, okay? So, I mean, you can see that they survive over the winter. I try to keep them out all of them go outside in the sun, and then I bring them in the fall. That overhang is probably good for about 8 to 10 degrees.
Mhm.
So usually I can give them another 2 or 3 weeks underneath that porch where they can still get some sunlight without, and I can water them also. But I try not to water them when I bring them in. So anyway, going through this, I'm gonna have some, I'm gonna determine, date to be determined, probably Saturday in May or June. What I'm gonna do is I will put everything outside. I'm not gonna give away the entire amount. I'm giving away most of them. I will separate the ones out. The plants range in, like say, 3 offshoots to 8 temperature plants. Some of the plants need some tender level of care, like repotting, and okay, and some of them have offsets that you could probably repot, quite a few of them. The majority of the collection is agaves. There's a few yuccas thrown in there. There's some euphorbias thrown in there. There's some cacti. And I don't know what else is in there. That's the major part of the collection. So I say, some of the plants have name tags, like over time, moving the plants from inside to the porch, to my raised beds. Many have lost their tags. And others, the name tags have jumped out of the pots on our way during the night. So as you can see, when I've been moving them in and out now for I don't know how many years, every time you move them out, you manage to, I try to stick them way down in the pot.
Yeah.
You know, and they still, I try to put 2 in there. I try to put one way down in there so that it doesn't get sunlight, so it doesn't fade. And then another one. I could probably help identify some of them. Some of them I know and just, so I plan on redoing my outdoor winter collection. So any winter hardy things will greatly appreciate it. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is, it's probably gonna be on a Saturday, like 1 to 5 at my house. What about bringing them in here, but you saw how many plants are, instead of dribbling this out. Come, they're all gonna be freebies to a good home,
The couple will help you.
yeah, so I'm trying to determine, believe me, this was a tough decision.
No,
The problem
this
is,
a
I
hard
just come,
decision.
I've just come to, but I can't really give them the care that they need. I don't have a greenhouse, I don't have lights and
Mhm.
they do real great outside,
Yeah,
but, fortunately, most of them are like agaves, you can pretty much, they can tolerate, so not as much care as some other plants,
Mhm.
bonsai or some of the other plants where you don't water for like 2 days. These guys, that's why I chose, most of them are plants that I can go away for 2 weeks and come back, and most of them are still there, so. Anyway, it was a real tough decision, but I just cannot, I find I just can't, I'm gonna keep some of them. I'm gonna concentrate on just a small amount, like maybe some euphorbiums and, Aluadias, that type of thing. But anyway, I will come up with a date, we can probably talk about it, but, be at my house, I live in the northeast part of
if
Columbus.
you do it in June,
Yeah,
because we've already got quite a few things lined up for May. If you do it in June, I know I'll have a lot more space to help you out, just help you organize it, get it set out and stuff
Okay.
like that too. And I'm sure we can find a couple other volunteers to help you get.
well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them on one side, I didn't
Yeah.
bring in a picture, I've got, you've seen my paper, I've got
Yeah.
4 raised beds.
Yeah,
What I'm gonna do is, I'm not giving up the cacti, believe me. What I'm gonna try to do is, I'm gonna redo these beds this spring, because they're just basically worn out. Been there a long time, and I've got to take the soil out and redo it. And then I'm gonna order, winter hardy stuff.
do you need assistance getting the beds put in and everything too?
Probably,
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's talk.
yeah, okay.
We'll use you as our wonderful, like,
Okay.
community outreach,
Or-
because, you deserve it, and
So-
we need practice doing these things.
Yes, anyway, that's where I'm at, so, like I say, it'll probably be like, I'm pretty sure it'll be a Saturday, it'll be like 1 to 4 or something, you come over, and first come, first,
Yeah,
first choice.
yeah, we'll set up some dates and.
Yeah, I'll talk with you,
Yeah.
that's fine, I apologize for not, sending you the things, setting it up, I just made this decision, I mean, I've been kicking it around,
Yeah.
I finally had to say yes or no, and I did that about 2 days ago, so I decided, so, does anybody have any questions about this, or? Like I say, some of the plants go way back, I've been collecting for a long, long time. So, some of them are unusual, some of them have name tags. Over a period of time, I bought stuff from various vendors, so some unusual stuff. But the bottom line is this, I'm gonna try not to accumulate any more plants. I'm sorry, but I finally had to admit to you,
We know you're gonna accumulate more.
Yes,
You're just gonna put the right plant.
the right plant. Yeah, I'm not giving up, I'm just gonna try to accumulate this, like, there's a couple, I've kind of gotten into euphorbias, I really like euphorbias, so I collect those. But then again, I'm not gonna go overboard, I need to get my house back, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep the house, because it's split level, 4 levels, going up and down, so I'm sorry to have to make this decision about this, it's,
Well, I'm really glad that you're making the decisions to take care of yourself.
yeah,
I mean, I
well,
know this is a hard decision to make, and it takes a lot of willpower and a lot of strength.
Right.
And I'm very proud of you
Well,
for making these
the
decisions.
big thing is, I want the plants to go to somebody that's gonna give them.
Mhm.
That's us.
That's us.
I
Yeah,
can't, I'm sorry, I just can't give them the care that they deserve. I mean, they survive over the winter. I mean, we've all had those plants.
yeah,
And,
No, we'll set up some time. We'll help you get your winter hardy beds and we'll help you
Yes.
find out these things.
but they'll all be outside. They won't be in the house. They'll all be outside and I'll spread them out so people can
Yep.
hopefully walk around. And I should have brought in some pictures when I had them all spread out. Well, you've been over there,
I've been
Lisa.
over there.
I got like four of those, no, two of those that, where I made the, you know,
The little tier things.
the tier things, and those are filled up. And I could have even more because I've got a couple of them. There's a couple of agaves that probably have 20 or 30 little offsets on them if somebody would take the time.
Mhm. No, we'll get some.
All right, so I don't want to take up any more time tonight.
Take it up, babe.
Hey, Mal,
Yeah,
I can definitely help out anytime you need me to help. So if you're, whenever you
Yeah.
plan anything like that, I can definitely help out.
Same here too.
Amanda, do you wanna help me? Anybody else here wanna help organize these things?
I will help too.
Okay, so Angie, Amanda, I'll get a message string going for us. And we'll start coordinating with Harry to get these activities completed.
If some other people are there, they can
Oh, yeah,
probably
we will. We will.
identify some of the plans because, like I say, I can identify a whole bunch of them.
We'll do right by you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
We'll do right by
I'm
you.
not giving up on.
No, you gotta refocus your priorities and refocus your time and energy. U-Forbs are fascinating. If I could keep a U-Forb alive, I would go into U-Forbs. I just killed them all.
Well, I was up there, at Brewery Plants, had a great selection of
Mhm.
boards there. Unfortunately, most of them came in the expensive
Yeah, they
category.
did.
So
Well-
anyway, that's where I'm at.
Thank you all for the presentation. Those of us who are in the room are gonna now enjoy an amazing potluck. So feel free to drop off if you like. I was
Bye,
gonna,
everybody.
Thank you for everything. Thank you. It was wonderful.
thank you so much.
Okay.
Angie's got about half the books. She
Yep.
came from that, like half of them from that collection that you came over. Remember the books? So remember I
Yes.
rescued them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I
Collection.
remember.
I
Yeah.
hope those books are out, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I love them. I
The
have
one on trees, the other one.
bookcases all over the place, but,
Everybody come on and eat. There's plenty of food. Go ahead and end the meeting for everybody. Something keeping it on. It's